So let's talk about the iPhone 10. And there's a lot of hype about the smartphone on the market. I know that. A lot of people are just talking about this. A lot of people want to get one, and the pre-order number is off the charts. It's like customer demands is also off the chart. A lot of people want it because it's one of the biggest design changes since the iPhone 6, which is 3 years ago. So 3 years later, after the 6S, after the 7, after the 8, we finally see the iPhone 10, one of the most ambitious design changes, I would say, in the iPhone history, honestly. And there's a lot of different with the iPhone 7, with the iPhone 8, and edge-to-edge display looks stunning for me. There's a top notch at the top, but it's not something that really bothers me that much, though it looks weird for a lot of people. A lot of people say it's ugly, but for me, I would say the Apple product usually feels better when you get it in your hand, or looks better when you get it in your hand than it looks on the advertisement and the picture. So I'm pretty confident that Apple will do it right, and it will definitely look and feel better when you actually hold it in your hand, when you actually go to a retail store and take a look at it, or when you actually get a pre-order, get your product. So that is something I'm super confident with Apple. And we all know what Apple really, the second biggest change that really shocks the world is the Face ID. It's not about how cool this Face ID technology look. Because of Face ID, they choose not to put a home screen button, the home button, and not to put a Touch ID on your new smartphone. The only biometric way to log into your iPhone is via the Face ID. And I'm not sure how accurate this Face ID will look, because right now in my hand I have the smaller version. This is the iPhone 8. I mean, the Touch IDs looks the most natural things I will ever do. It's the most natural way to unlock your phone. It's simple, it's so easy, and you can do it right before you take it out from your pocket and put it in your eyes. It's already unlocked. But with Face ID, it's a totally different story. You have to hold it in your hand, you have to unlock it, and then swipe it up to get into a home screen. So I'm not sure whether this changes like more convenient to me, more secure to me, and how do I feel about these changes. But this is something that definitely need to be tested out. And though a lot of YouTubers, a lot of reviews already claims that the Face ID works pretty well, and I'm also confident about Apple's because Apple's usually handles the new technology pretty well. A lot of new technology like the Touch ID is because of Apple that truly bring to the consumer market. Apple really makes a lot of these features more popular, more hyped on the market. And I hope after the iPhone 10, we expect to see a lot of smartphones with the Face ID unlocking method. But Apple usually go too ambitious or too radical when they come up to new technologies. We also had some basic example. For example, the new MacBook, they just dish out all the USB-A port, all the SD card slot, and putting 4 USB-C port. That was very radical actually. But I'm pretty sure this is the laptop for the future. The USB-C is the future, but you really lose what current technologies offer. You really lose that option and freedoms of having SD card slot and a USB-A port. And right now, everything is connected via dongle, and that really brings some inconvenience. And Apple is become possibly not the first company to dish out the 3.5mm headphone jack, but definitely after the iPhone 7, we see a lot of other smartphone manufacturers like Google Pixel also ditch the headphone jack. And Apple usually go pretty radical on this and just switch directly to fully wireless like the AirPods, Bluetooth, or just using our headphone with lightning connectors. And right now the Google Pixel is following it, giving us a smartphone that only have a USB-C port without the 3.5mm headphone jack. The lucky thing is that the Samsung still have one on their Galaxy Note 8. But I would say in the future that the 3.5mm headphone jack will be more rare to see on all the new flagship smartphones. It will eventually be totally ditched out, probably at the end of next year, I would say, end of year 2018. So Apple goes big on everything. In my opinion, that the Face ID should be something that's come together with the Touch ID, but Apple doing pretty big, just kills all the fingerprint ID, just goes directly to the Face ID. I'm pretty sure they're pretty confident about new technology. I hope it works well, and everyone hopes it works well, because if it doesn't work well, everyone has to go back to the passcode to enter 6-digit passcode to log into the phone, and that's something that is super complicated, and I don't like it. And I mean, Face ID is something that's interesting, especially when you come to the Apple Pay. I'm really excited to see how it works. You know, Apple Pay is, I think, one of the greatest services Apple provided. Right now, there's Android Pay, Samsung Pay, all these services are fantastic. I love these kind of digital payment. I mean, it really simplifies our life. You don't have to take out your wallet. In many times, I just have to carry my smartphone and go out and pay for everything. It's super simple, super fast, super elegant. But with the iPhone X, the only way that you can pay or you can do the Apple Pay is actually via Face ID. So before you do Face ID, before you make an Apple Pay purchase, you have to put it and scan your face and then put it to get detection by whatever machine, by whatever post machine, and then pay for everything. So I'm really excited to see how will this process go. Will it be like faster? I don't think it will be actually faster than the fingerprint Apple Pay method, but I would say if it looks or works as convenient, as fast, or as close as fast to the fingerprint ID, I will be very happy with the new change, new adoption to the Face ID. So, I mean, this Face ID requires a lot of technology like in-depth camera, sensing, like 3D modeling, these kind of complicated modules that's all hiding into that top-notch part of the phone. And this is what I think the most advanced technology is hidden on this iPhone X. And this is something that is definitely gonna be tested out by so many reviewers. By me personally, I would definitely do that on testing out how these things work. I mean, we all know that Samsung launched their Face ID, but that actually is using totally different ways of unlocking phone. The Apple used much more advanced Face ID technology, like giving you a 3D modeling of your face, and like the razors will actually shoot dot to cover your face to get a scan or get a model of your 3D face structures. And on the Samsung one, they just simply use the facial recognition, the simple method. So this is how different company approach with this method. But because Apple put the Face ID as the only biometric way to unlock your phone, so we expect Apple really make these 3D modeling things super advanced, super cool, super secure, and super fast. So we expect to see what is happening very soon. It will be coming out on November 3rd. Also talking about, because of its in-depth camera, you can now do portrait lighting with front-facing camera, while on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, you can only do it with the rear camera. But now you can do it with both front-facing and the rear cameras on the iPhone X. Of course, the emoji is something that some people will love it if they want to have some fun with that emoji things. I'm not a big fan of emojis, and emojis not look super appetizing or interesting to me, I have to say. But for me, everything, and for majority of people, the most important things about this iPhone X is the design. The design change means a lot. It really means that when people see your phone, they know that this is an iPhone X. Just by a glance, it's very iconic, very easy to recognize, and it's very simple. And of course, the price is also really expensive. Goes up to 2,000 Canadian dollar after tax, after Apple Care, after you're getting all the cases. The price can easily go up to 2,000 Canadian dollar. The price tag you can pay for a great laptop, like a 12-inch MacBook. So whether it's worth it to purchase this phone, it all depends on yours, honestly. It all depends on whether you want to experience that latest, greatest design or the greatest, like the Face ID technology, whether you want to catch up with the technology trend. I mean, if you are using a phone that is older than the iPhone 6 or 6S, well, I think it's a great upgrade to the iPhone X. Or if you think the iPhone X is way too expensive, then go for the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, though it doesn't have that kind of ambitious design, but honestly, the hardware, the inside looks very amazing. A11 chip, Bionic chip, you're not losing that. You still get a great camera. You get 3 gigs of RAM on iPhone 8 Plus and 2 gigs on the iPhone 8. You got everything that is similar with the iPhone X. But iPhone X is something that really designed for technology enthusiasts and for people who really want that very ambitious design. And we see that pre-order numbers are already off the charts, probably breaking a new record, and we will see how Apple handling with that inventory situation, because right now there's definitely some inventory issues that still exist, such as the low production rate of that Face ID recognition system. So we definitely want to see how Apple handling with this inventory situations. But by the way, I would definitely do an unboxing video and review video of the iPhone X. It's definitely one of the, I think it's the most exciting, most anticipated product Apple's announced in the past 3 years. It's something that people really wanted, and I'm really glad that Apple make it. And just trust me that Apple usually make the product feels better in your hand, looks better when it comes to your hand than looks on their advertisement and on their website. So do expect some surprise with this phone. Probably it's one of your favorite smartphones on the market right now. So stay tuned for my future video. Thank you for watching and have a great day, everyone, and see you guys soon.